I came here to save you.
The fortress is taken.
I came here to save you.
The fortress is taken.
It is over.
Do not cite the deep magic to me, witch. I was there when it was written.
You're my only hope.
We shall fight on the beaches.
There will be days when we lose faith.
We band of brothers.
But take heart. Look around. You're not in this fight alone.
I bid you stand! Men of the West!
Okay. So, Mr. Graber,
Uh-huh.
how are you doing this fine Sunday afternoon?
Wonderful. My man almost won. I would have been a little better, but
Yeah. Now, we were talking just before we went live about the race overall, and you unfortunately gave me some very upsetting news.
it is very upsetting news.
But before we get to that, I know we talked about it earlier, but what did you think of the race overall?
Once again, Formula One's Achilles heel is whoever's in front stays up front.
Yep.
That's about it. And the midfield is where it gets exciting. But I think it's a longer midfield, though, this season.
It definitely does feel, especially through these first two races. It really does.
Mm-hmm. Like Red Bull, I think they're in their own league right now. Ferrari is just frustrating to me as
Ferrari
always.
keeps having their regular scheduled maintenance.
Right, yeah.
The only problem
Mercedes-
is they're doing their maintenance during the race.
And Mercedes, they will get it figured. They usually do. I think they're farther forward than they were last year with the car, so that's going to be interesting. And then you got
I think part of that is because of the issues that Ferrari's having.
Yes.
I think they Mercedes is very lucky Ferrari is having issues.
Yes. Indeed they are.
And it's just it's kind of upsetting because growing up, obviously you are a bit older than I am. I am only
just a smidge.
You're still very young in your deityship, though.
Thank you.
And so growing up, you hear Ferrari, and it's like, oh, they win everything.
Yes. And at that time they did.
Yeah. Well, and what's crazy is I was rewatching Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah.
Great movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Last week, and I think I was doing research about it after, and it turns out that when Ford won for the first time in 67,
yes,
that was the 66 is the last time a Ferrari car won Le Mans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sad. Ferrari just feels like they're I don't know, maybe being a little cheap.
Yeah, I don't know, because if they got spoiled by Schumacher.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And the guy just before Schumacher as well. I can't remember his name. Not the Rush guy.
No, not Lauda.
Ferrari.
Niki Lauda.
F1. Also a very good movie.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Oh, that'll work by year. Let's see. I don't want the F1 website. Come on, Wikipedia. Just give me Ferrari drivers. Okay, this will work. Let's scroll all the way down to probably the 90s. It might be Gene Alessi.
Oh, could be.
So I was watching the Grand Tour a while back, and they were talking about this Ferrari driver who used to stay on the inside of the track, and he wouldn't turn until the guy to the left of him backed off.
Yeah.
So if you were on the left of him, you knew you were going to crash if you didn't let him get his way.
Did you see, or do you remember Magnussen's pass tonight or today?
Which one? There's a couple of them. The one against his teammate,
China. No, Zoe, or is that who they call him? From
I think so. Yes.
Oh, that was old school, hot and heavy right there.
Yeah, it was. Oh, the one where his teammate kind of locked up.
No, that was after that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was after that.
Probably not.
Yeah, it was. He came in hot, outbraked him. It was old school, and he was passing no matter what.
Well, and that's what's so cool about the middle of the pack. And it's if you remember last year, they spent a lot of time on the front and the back.
Yes.
And there were a lot of people that got really upset because, well, you got the entirety of Britain that got upset because they're not showing McLaren.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Aston, and then you get wherever the pink cars are from. I forget.
I wish they'd change those.
Well, I'll tell you what's funny. I really wish some of these liveries would be just a smidge more colorful, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen an Aston and a Mercedes car next to each other, and I've gone, I think that's the Mercedes.
Yeah, yeah.
They're very similar. And I'm just kind of like, it's kind of like hockey had an issue in the 90s where people weren't watching it because they couldn't follow the puck. So they experimented with an orange puck. And while it helped the average viewer watch, apparently it was terrible for the in-game experience. So they obviously went back to the black puck. But it would be kind of nice to get a little more individuality up in some of these cars, because you've got the standings on the left side of the screen, which are very easy to follow, but then they show the cars, and you're just kind of like,
yeah,
which one's which?
Alfa Romeo came into pit towards the end. I'm like, why are you pit? Because I thought it was Ferrari.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they make them too similar, in my opinion.
It's
dark.
And I have my own pick, but who do you think was the racer, or was the driver of the race?
I want to say Max, because he came through the field, but he did kind of luck out on the pit, or on the.
Well, that, and then, hang on one second. Hang on. Keep talking. Sorry, this is going to be a little bit shorter. Yeah, and of course, he's got the fastest car in the entire field, so
yeah,
there's going to be no competition there.
I mean, Alonso, for what Alonso has, is very impressive for what he's doing the last two races.
So I guess
I would put him up there.
I would say Alonso probably should get who actually got it. Do you know?
I do not know.
So one of the reasons I would give it to Max is getting that fast lap on the last lap.
Yeah, that was
pretty cool
too. You knew it was coming.
That was, well, what's funny is, lap 40 hit and Max radios talking about a drive shaft issue.
Right.
And then 45 hits and Sergio radios talking about I think tire issue. And I'm sitting there the whole time thinking, oh my God, these guys have been leading and going back and forth between the fastest lap, and neither of them are gonna fucking finish.
Yeah.
And luckily they did. Like it really kind of seemed like this was going to be a like Ferrari at the beginning of the season last year.
Who did the fastest lap? Why is that not easy?
Verstappen did the fastest lap.
Or I mean, driver of the day. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think it's an F1.
On ESPN, maybe that's ESPN.
Well, so let's open Twitter. I have a message on Twitter. Not important. Let's see. Driver of the day. Ooh, I should really learn how to spell. Driver of the day was Sebastian Vettel. Interesting. Interesting.
No way. That's funny stuff right there.
How
can you type? I guess you type in who you want. I guess is that how it works? I've never done it.
Yeah, I think you go on Twitter and vote. There's the like hashtag on the bottom right that they tell you to use to vote.
Okay. Sebastian Vettel.
Sorry, I didn't get the joke until just now. Sebastian Vettel is no longer racing.
No.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm an idiot. That is clearly not. Let's see. Okay, it looks like it was given to Max.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine. You going from 15 to finishing 2. That's a pretty great jump right there. But it's not like we didn't expect that.
Yeah. I love the radio conversation.
Oh yeah. Well, I actually bought the monthly membership for F1.
Okay.
So next race, I'm gonna watch the camera through the driver's cameras, and because you can also listen to the driver radios on that as well.
Oh, I didn't know. See, I have that, but I've never done that.
Yeah. So I look forward to listening to what Sergio says, because Sergio really okay, Sergio, you're great. You really are. But Max is R1. He's the number 1 racer for your team. Now, does that mean you should just stay up there at the front and wait till Max gets there and then let him up? Absolutely not.
No.
But I think questioning your what are they called again?
Oh, the team radio or team orders?
Yeah, I think questioning your team orders, because you think they're trying to make sure Max wins, is a bit much.
Yes, yeah.
And then I'd also say I think it's a bit much for F1 to air that one.
Yeah, that's bad morale for the team.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you had the issue at the end of last year between them.
Because Max is out there to race, and that's how I feel.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. See, completely. You're out there to race. Your job is to win.
Mm-hmm.
And
I hate team orders with a passion. If my teammate's faster than me, let him pass me then.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. This is racing. This is what you do.
What'd you think about I think was it Lance Stroll that caused that first safety car? What'd you think about that safety car?
I do have to agree with because I watched. Well, you watched on F1 too, didn't you?
Yes. Well, I imagine it's the same announcers on F1 and ESPN.
Well, because I can get ESPN or F1.
Yeah.
I watch on F1 because I came in my bedroom to watch it. But DC, the action figure, David Coulthard. Yeah, I think he was right. That could totally been a virtual safety car, and
absolutely, yeah.
I mean, you would have went 3 more feet. He would have been beyond the barriers.
I don't even think it was 3 feet. I think it was
Yeah.
closer to, a foot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think it was a little bit of it's early, let's just be safe.
Yeah.
And it definitely, well, actually, you say that, but then it didn't really change anything.
No, it didn't.
Like George stayed up at the front. I'm sorry. Sergio stayed up at the front.
Mm.
Max kept going. I mean, it probably gave Max a quicker time to get up there, but other than that,
Because virtual is what, 40% slower?
oh, that is one of those things I have no idea about.
I think it's 40% slower.
Like it took me until so I started watching 2 years ago, about halfway through Verstappen's first World Championship season.
Nice, you came into a good season there.
Yeah, and like I think the first race I watched was the one that was in the rain, that Max actually kept his slicks on, and Hamilton put his wets on, and so on I think there was a lap left, Max went off the track, and Hamilton was able to get by him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, had Max pitted and put his wets on, Abu Dhabi probably doesn't happen because he probably doesn't need it. But I think what do you think about this as a well, first off, the very interesting thing about this Grand Prix is next year it won't be a street race. Next year it'll be an actual track.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is the last Saudi Arabian Grand Prix on the streets.
Huh.
Yep.
They love their racing over there, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, I love I saw that I was scrolling through Facebook earlier, and I saw this video talking about the timing of the races. And F1 had this whole thing a couple years ago saying we're going carbon neutral. And then look at how the races are scheduled.
Yeah, it's not happening.
I mean,
when
it's
Saudi Arabia putting money into it, it ain't happening, buddy.
Well, that and so they're flying over to Australia for 2 weeks from now. The race is actually on my birthday, so that'll be really fun.
Your special birthday stream.
Oh yeah. Then they're flying to I believe just north to Azerbaijan for 3 weeks later. Jeez, 4 weeks. Why is there such a break?
Is it summer
break? That's
a
weird. I mean, it's the month of April.
There's always summer break. And
I mean that would be.
All right, so we got.
So there's a big break between Belgium and the Netherlands. There's a 4-week break there, yeah. So I guess there's 2 big 4-week breaks.
That's summer break. Then.
But there only have been 3 races.
No, that doesn't come till. Oh no, that comes way later.
Right. But there's a 4-week break between Australia and Azerbaijan.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Yeah, there's treatment in Australia. Yeah, now during summer break, they aren't allowed. FIA locks their, or it used to be. I assume it's still this way. FIA actually locks their shops and everything.
Now, is that the break in August?
Yeah, they're not allowed to touch the cars. Nobody's allowed to go to work, anything. That's their, you go home, hang out with the family. The FIA is pretty hardcore on that.
Interesting. Now, the announcers did say something during when they were talking about just Red Bull just being so far ahead of everyone. They said that everyone will be catching up soon. And they kind of made it sound like in the middle of this season, the rest of the cars will get a lot faster.
And I'm not sure how that works because they always have upgrades and they always like know when they're going to.
And they're not allowed to spend more than, I think it's now 120 million pounds a season.
Yeah.
Which is, I get it. Like, I get when people complain about 4 teams in baseball spending $200 million a year while the Oakland A's can only spend 30. But you know what? You got a problem with that. Tell Oakland to sell the team.
I see. I go back and forth on that all the time. If you're doing that good and you're winning, you're making all that money. To have at it. That's
exactly. If the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox and everyone else and the Cubs and the Dodgers have the money, spend it.
Yeah.
Get the players. Same here. If Red Bull has all the money, make the other teams work harder. Don't just say, "Oh, Red Bull, you can't spend $200 million pounds." But
then you got the lower teams, or if they can't afford it, then they're out, and then you only got.
Teams. But see, that's the thing. You know, they're never gonna be out because the thing is, FIA is that what FIA? Yeah. They need 20 drivers. They need 20 cars, which means if what's that weird one? Mercedes Williams?
Yeah. And that breaks my heart too.
If Mercedes Williams calls next year and says, "Well, we can't really afford it this year," you want to bet first off, you want to bet the official Mercedes team doesn't say, "Here's a little cash under the table," or FIA doesn't say, "We'll lift the requirements for you," or something like that.
Well, Ferrari, I guess to this day, Ferrari and always will has some crazy deal with the FIA that no matter what, they're in it.
Oh yeah. Well, can you imagine racing without Ferrari?
No.
It'd be like, can you imagine NASCAR without Ford?
Yeah.
That's it. So, though I will say, I kind of wish Le Mans would go back to semi-normal cars. Because watching those 5 F1 like superpower car things, it's not as fun. They look stupid, and they're just not. It's because one of the cool things about racing is sitting there going, "My car can do that." Now mine can't because I drive a 2003 Toyota van, but other people's can.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what people like, or at least my understanding of what's one of the cool things about NASCAR is those are just, they're shelled out, but those are just Camrys and whatever Ford's thing is and all those. That's just what's out there. They're, tuned up better and they're steel plate or not steel plate. They're, what's the metal called?
On NASCAR?
Yeah.
Formula One. Because Formula 1's got that titanium plate underneath that makes it spark, which I think is cool that they brought that back.
I love the sparks.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But that's what's cool, and that's what's cool about rally and all that stuff is that's an actual car. Watching these souped up spaceships at the front of Le Mans just isn't that cool anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm excited about. This will be my 3rd year watching it.
Nice. When is that anyway?
June.
Okay.
So the first year in 2020, they moved it to, I think it was like October. And last year, obviously, they moved it back. And this year, it's back in June.
Nice.
But
now,
yeah,
what got you even involved in Formula One?
So I started working at this medical testing facility. Enjoying me a little drink right here.
Yeah, I
Doing data entry during the summer of 2020, and a friend of mine, he's a friend now, wasn't then. This guy that interviewed the same day as me, it was one of those type of temp jobs, so we literally showed up for the interview and started working that day. We just kind of, and he's very different from me, but we kind of bonded over the stupidity of the work and the and different little things. So one of the things he started doing early on was rewatching Top Gear.
Okay.
And he got me to watch it. So I started watching it. And then I started watching the Grand Tour. And then I watched Ford versus Ferrari and Rush.
Nice.
And it was a very quick snowball.
Good deal.
Very quickly started watching F1. I mean, there's still a bunch of other racing I want to watch. I'll probably never watch NASCAR. I still just kind of see 4 left turns. I'd love to go to one, but I don't think, especially because one of the things that's so good, and I think you'll agree with me on this, one of the things that's so great about F1 is it's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, think about for me, college football, or for anyone's NFL team, you go to the game, that's your whole Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And with this, sure, for the people up there, that might be their whole day, especially with these Asian races or the Middle Eastern races where they're at like 9:00 that night for them.
Yeah.
But for us, okay, I woke up, watched the race. It was a 1:00 race, and I haven't been doing anything else. Been hanging out, getting ready for this.
And most of the time they're in the morning, so you can have the rest of your day.
Oh yeah, the majority of them are all at like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's such a and the antithesis of it being NASCAR. NASCAR is like a 5-hour race.
And that,
at least
I don't
feels
get
like
the
a
whole
5-hour race.
They do them stages and all that in NASCAR. I don't understand that at all for racing.
Well, I've been told that it's been a lot more annoying in the last decade since they switched from the third Sprint Cup they were doing.
Yeah, I don't know,
because I feel like they're on their like 20th championship setup.
Because I know they'll run so many laps and bring all the cars in and then send them back out again. I don't.
Oh yeah, I think that's terrible.
Yeah, that's the stupidest thing in racing I've ever even heard of.
Mm-hmm. Imagine doing Le Mans and just saying, let's just race between like 3 and 9, and then everyone come in. Right. We'll let everyone get a good night's sleep. Then you wouldn't see Michael Fassbender crash.
You know what? I started watching a little bit of his thing on the Porsche channel on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It was pretty interesting, but it was like years ago. So is he still doing it? I take it.
Oh yeah, he's so 2 years ago, the first one I watched, he did practice laps at the beginning because if I remember correctly, in order to be allowed to race Le Mans, you have to first race other endurance races. I think you have to complete a Daytona, and you have to complete practice a practice session for a year that you're not going to be racing in. So Fassbender had to do the practice session in Le Mans 2020 so that he could race in 2021. So it's like a multi-year type thing. But he did a pretty good job. He if I recall correctly, he made Patrick Dempsey's race team look kind of childish. Which is one of those things that's kind of nice whenever you can make McDream you look bad. But yeah, so back on this race, the unfortunate news that Mr. Graby here presented me. Fernando Alonso was given a 5-second penalty at the beginning of the race because he lined up wrong. He was about half a foot to the left of his box. He served that 5-second penalty in the pits under caution, then went out. And then on like lap 48, they said, "Oh wait, there might be a thing here. He might have to, sir. He might actually have to lose 5 seconds again because there might be a thing about serving a 5-second penalty in the pits under a safety car."
And come on, Epi, you don't know that right off the bat?
Exactly. And no, that's not what happened. What happened was he got the 5-second penalty, and then they gave him another 10 seconds
after the race.
After
the podium ceremonies.
Yeah. So he was up on the podium.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Okay, it's at that point. It's kind of like you remember like 6 years ago when Steve Harvey crowned some lady as
Miss America,
Miss Universe.
Yeah.
And then had to stop everyone and say, "I'm so sorry, I said the wrong name." At that moment, you just shut up. You let what happens happen.
Yeah.
I would never tell anybody.
Steve Harvey,
I would go to my grave.
They they had how many laps to decide this before the end of the race, before the checkered flag? Come on. Make a decision during the race, not after. I absolutely hate that. Because they've done that a couple times.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. Like, I don't understand why they kind of sit there and they don't know what they're going to be, what their decision is going to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like you've got the rule book right there. You know what the rule is. Apply the rule. And what annoys me the most about this is the same thing happened last week or 2 weeks ago. Another driver served a 5-second penalty in the pits under a caution. And they didn't, but they didn't give him a 10-second penalty after.
Yeah.
So why are they giving it to Fernando Alonso?
It's all
who has been the best driver these last 2 races.
Yeah, and everybody's all wound up about it. Why would you take that away from it?
Why would you
about F1 and Alonso, and then you're going to take that away from him?
Why would you make Aston Martin, who has just been in the dumps, not be able to be happy?
Yep.
I don't want to see Aston Martin upset.
Yeah, that was a wrong decision.
The people that gave us James Bond's car.
I need Bernie back. That was before your time. Bernie Ecclestone that ran Formula One.
That was definitely before my time.
I love Bernie Ecclestone. He is I love Bernie Ecclestone. One of the crookedest men in the world, but I love him.
Is he worse than the FIFA guy?
Oh, he yeah. You didn't mess with Bernie. Bernie was the law, but you didn't mess with Bernie. And Bernie, what it was is what he said. And that was it.
So I'm curious so if we sit here and look at the results, Red Bull, Mercedes, Aston, Mercedes, Ferrari, Alpine, Haas, AlphaTauri, Haas, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, McLaren, Williams, McLaren, Alfa Romeo.
And McLaren breaks my heart. I hope they get things figured out.
What's so weird is, if no one knows, McLaren is a English racing company founded by the great, I want to say, American racer Bruce McLaren, who
I don't know. Was he American? He might have been. I don't know.
Who was the driver to win the 1967 Le Mans when what's his
Ken Miles.
name? Ken Miles decided to allow the picture.
Yeah.
Now, I am assuming the deciding to allow the picture was a thing added to the movie. It's my understanding that they were actually pretty close.
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, so it was okay.
They want the photo.
There you go, Ronnie.
Far enough ahead, but they wanted the photo. But something about when they got to their cars for the start.
Yeah. So McLaren started further back than Ken Miles did. So McLaren technically drove an extra 20 feet.
But Miles did back off because Ford wanted the photo.
Yeah. And Miles wanted to be a team player. And it is unfortunate. It is a travesty that later that year, Ken Miles died. And he could not because he would have been the first and I believe only Triple Crown American winner.
Yep.
Because Shelby didn't do it, and I can't think of anyone since that could have done it.
Yeah, Mario's Italian.
What would be really cool is if the I think it's the FIA that doesn't allow for the other Triple Crown to really exist anymore, because there's the Triple Crown in endurance racing, which is Le Mans, Daytona, and Sebring, I believe. And then there's the racing Triple Crown, which is the Indy 500, Monaco, and I think Le Mans.
Yep.
And FIA will not allow F1 racers to leave F1 in a season to go race the other races.
Now, Alonso did. What was it? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? But it was a freak thing that Monaco wasn't the same weekend as the 500.
Oh, that's what it is. Right. Monaco has now been like the same weekend as the Indy 500 for a very long time.
Yeah. Greatest day in racing.
Yeah.
Monaco in the morning, 500 in the afternoon.
Oh, geez. That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow. It would be such a cool.
No, I take that back. Or did he do it twice? He did do it twice. The first year it was separate weekends. The second year it was the same weekend, and he did leave, and Jensen Button drove his car for Monaco.
So he didn't win the Triple Crown that second time.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. The endurance racing Triple Crown is Daytona, Sebring, and Le Mans. Let's see. Yeah. Many drivers have come close to winning the crown with second place finishes in Le Mans, such as Ken Miles, who was famously denied the win by technicality in the 66 race, Mario Andretti, 95, and Alan McNeish, 2012. I think McNeish is British. Okay, I thought he was the one that he was like the latest American, but nope, he is British. Well, that's the thing. Ken Miles wasn't even American either. Ken Miles was British as well. Ken Miles served in the British Army during the war.
Heck of a man right there.
Yeah, crazy dude.
Yeah.
I was just reading about it. That's definitely not something I should do on stream. Just start reading about Ken Miles. I'll be gone for hours. That's what I wind up doing when I watch Le Mans. I just kind of sit there and watch, and while listening, I just start reading about all the different drivers.
Yeah.
Let's get back to this race. So what do you think about the track? It's the most turns of any F1 track.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Do you?
Yep.
Do you think it gives the middle pack a better chance?
Yes. And I think it's more of a driver track.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I mean, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see how it gives the driver or the middle of the pack a better chance.
Mhm. I think that's why it was such a good race midfield.
Yes, well,
They were all pretty much together the whole race.
that seems to happen a lot.
Mhm.
It seems like you get let's see. It might have been Monaco last year. Let me look at the schedule last year. 2022. Let's see. You know what? Okay, it was either Miami or Canada. But they spent the entire time looking at 8th place because there were about 4 or 5 people all bunched up just waiting to get it. And that's a cool thing to watch because
that's racing.
It isn't just about who's up there at the front.
And like the mid pack, a lot of them, some of the lower teams, they are so driven because they want those points because those points are big money to get in the top 10.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it will drive their asses off.
And if you have a Ferrari car, good luck.
Yeah.
Because it'll break down.
Good luck with the pit wall. That was wrong. That was probably wrong.
Let's see. I'll get sued by Ferrari now.
Oh, it's.
I would really like to see the season end somewhere other than Abu Dhabi. I'm not a big fan of that track.
Oh, really? I like it. I like the tunnel coming out of the pit.
Let's see. Miami's a really good racetrack. I really like that.
I did like that.
It's so cool. Let's see. I like Monaco, but not. I think I like Monaco just for the history of it.
So, my son Luke and I go round and round about that because he says it's a horrible track, which you might be right. But you got the hairpin, you got the tunnel.
Yeah.
But Monaco
the tunnel is really cool, especially because it's half open to the outside.
But Monaco, just all in its whole, is like almost like the history of it. You have the beautiful women there. You have yachts there. You have the scenery of the building.
Well, that's why they put that fake lake in the Miami race.
Yeah.
You've got yachts right. You got like 7 yachts right there, and that
Monaco's that's glamorous.
Second turn. I think
that's the pinnacle. That's why it is. It's the pinnacle Formula One race right there.
Mm-hmm. There was one race they were talking about. That used to have a chicane at a point.
The bus stop.
And they took it. Is it Spain? It might be Spain because this is a really long
the bus
straight. Yeah, so they used to have a chicane right there in the middle of that straight, but they took it. Apparently, they've recently taken it out, and that sounds very interesting. I love when we get really long straights. That's why I'm upset they put That's why I'm upset they put a chicane in the middle of the Mosul Straight.
Oh,
now obviously it makes sense because you had cars that started going 250 miles an hour and were starting to fly away. Yeah. But come on, just make them go slower.
Yeah. Lift. You can always lift.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can be a coward.
Yep.
I really want to go this Vegas race.
It's going to be interesting. I'm anxious to see it. Luke looked up tickets. I think it's like 10 grand.
Oh yeah. Well, so this is the question. You think you could just go get a hotel room?
I bet. I don't know.
I feel like I would try to just go get a hotel room overlooking the strip.
Now, Luke, because my son Luke likes NASCAR, and they're racing in Chicago this year, downtown. And the first thing he did is got a hotel with the balcony. And that's all he got. Yeah. I'm like, okay,
what's he paying for that?
I don't know.
Mm.
Yep, that's what he did.
Yeah, I think if certain stuff goes well for me, I think I might just try to go get a hotel room in Vegas and sit out there on the balcony and just watch.
Yeah, because you'd have to see something, hear it, be with the people.
Let's see.
The whole experience.
Let's see. Heart of downtown Las Vegas, the new 6.12 kilometer. That's 4 miles. 14 turn street circuit winds its way past iconic locations like the aforementioned Caesar's Palace, Bellagio, and the Venetian, with average speeds expected to match Monza, otherwise known as F1's Temple of Speed.
Yeah.
There promises to be plenty of action and overtaking. No one. Okay, you're gonna tell me a 14 turn race promises plenty of overtaking? Maybe among like 10th and 12th.
Yeah.
With one hairpin.
When is Vegas anyway?
242 days away. The great Rolex, November 16th through the 18th.
Oh, okay. So it is later in the.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy we've got 3 races in the U.S.
I guess
5 races in I guess 5, 6. Yeah, 6 races in the West.
Mm-hmm.
F1's coming back here. That's really cool.
All the
I got in at like the perfect time.
They say IndyCar ought to be worried because I watch IndyCar too, but yeah, F1 for the popularity and everything coming in the United States is growing.
I don't think anyone F1 getting bigger helps everybody.
I think so.
Because the best thing about F1 is speed.
Yeah.
And as long as IndyCar stays fast, as long as they don't put out a bunch of hybrids, I mean a bunch of
they're talking about doing that already.
What are they called? What's the stupid Toyota car called? Prius.
Prius, yeah.
Or as the great Jeremy Clarkson says, Prius. As long as they don't put out a bunch of Priuses, we'll be fine.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Hungary looks terrible. I'm looking at all the here. Let me share my screen. I'm looking at all of the races, the race layouts, and Hungary just does not look fun to race.
Oh wow! I know Monza is Luke's favorite track.
The one that gets me, Singapore gets me, because this is look how tight those two corners are, and they're next to each other. And last year they were only separated by like one of those concrete block things.
Yep.
So you go fast enough into turn 8 or 14, and you're on the other side of the track.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel like that should change.
Let them fly.
I will say, so it was interesting when I first started watching this because they would talk about DRS, and I'd sit there and I'd be like, I don't understand this. So they'd say they're in DRS range, and I'm sitting there thinking, so there's like a radar shooting out the car to see how close the cars are.
It's
and
you have to be. It's a drag reduction zone.
Yeah,
or drag reduction
system, isn't it?
System, yeah. But you have to be within one. When the cars know.
Yeah. It's kind of like that thing. The cars know where they are because the cars know where they aren't.
And so, and I think it's 50 miles an hour average. Gives you.
I don't think it's 50 miles. So I know you have to be within, I think, 1.5 seconds.
Within 1 second.
Oh, 1 second. And I thought it was like 20 extra kilometers. So that's only like.
No, I think it's more than that. I thought it was like 50 miles an hour. I thought.
DRS.
Oh, you look at there you go.
Motorsport. Okay. F1. Heck. The keyboard and stuff. There we go. There we go. DRS F1. How's it work? Wow. Introduced back in 2011. Let's see. Oh, here's a question I had. When what's his name that went out and caused the yellow flag?
Lance?
Yes, when he went out, what were they were spraying a bunch of foam on his tires. Were they afraid that they were going to burst into flames?
The brakes.
Okay, so the brakes had like burned out.
Yeah, because when they go that fast, even some pit stops, especially night races like that.
Yeah.
If you pay attention when they change, they're like glowing. That's why they got to get them and get them out. Because the air puts them out, but they sit there. The carbon fiber it actually catch on fire.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, this just kind of says a quick little rundown of what DRS is. Wikipedia might tell me more. Within 1 second of being overtaken, and that's right. It also has to be in an overtaking zone. So there's DRS zones.
Only certain sections on each track.
25
to 30%. That doesn't give me miles an hour.
Well, they go. How fast do they go? It's like 250 miles. No, it's like 180 miles per hour.
Yeah, it depends on the track. Yeah.
So what's 30% of 180?
Well, see, now you're talking math to me.
If anybody in the chat wants to tell me what 30% of 180 is, that would be very awesome. 54. Okay, so 50 miles an hour. You're right.
That's what I thought.
Jeez. It doesn't look like they speed up 50 miles an hour.
Well, they whip around though. They go pretty good around them.
Yeah, let's see.
It depends on the car too, I guess.
Former Formula One and Team Penske IndyCar Series driver Juan Pablo Montoya described it as giving Picasso Photoshop. The principal argument for the opponents of DRS is that the driver in front does not have an equal chance of defending his position because they're not allowed to deploy DRS to defend. I'll tell you,
I agree.
I totally understand why you get penalties for defense and why you're only allowed one defensive move. And they got Hamilton on that in this race as well. Because he apparently, I didn't see it, but apparently he like zigged too much.
You can only make one move. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Now, so the question is, okay, so if you're driving and I come up from behind, are you allowed to go left and back right? Or
no, one way. That's it.
So you can only go left.
Yep.
Okay. And obviously he's going to follow you to keep the pull going.
Yes. Or depending on the track, or he can swing around you on the outside. Like a lot of times they'll go, the curves will go in and out. So if you stay on the out, when it comes back, you can stay on the inside. So it's just a matter of, and you got to make that decision like that.
Yeah.
When you're going in.
And the McLaren P1 is the first production car to have a DRS system.
Oh, nice.
I don't really understand why a production car needs a DRS system, but okay.
I don't know, but they have it. Good for McLaren. I got my McLaren shirt on even today.
Yeah, now McLaren makes some beautiful cars, but they've got to figure out how to start racing it, winning at F1 again.
Because they made a lot of progress, and then last year and this year, especially this year, it ain't happening. I don't know what they did or what's going on.
So I think, if I remember from last year, I'm pretty sure they got hit with some fines for overspending. I think
Yeah,
McLaren was one of those teams that spent like an extra 20 million pounds. And apparently that's a big no-no.
yeah, oh yeah.
That's just too bad.
Yeah, the last I heard was they're waiting for a wind tunnel, and I forget when they said that was, but that's the next big thing. Then they can get things figured out on the car.
Logan Sargent. Logan Sargent finished 16th today. He did not get any points, but he finished above the Chinese driver. I say the Chinese driver because there's only one of them, and I can't pronounce his name.
No, I think they call him Joe. Is it Joe?
It's either Joe or Zhao.
I think they call him Joe. I think it's Joe. I think actually.
Okay.
I think.
Nick DeVries, Oscar Piastri, and Lando Norris, who both of those last two guys did not finish. Also,
I didn't know they didn't finish.
So yeah, Oscar and Lando didn't finish.
Wait,
no, sorry. This is.
Oh, that's the standings for no points.
Yeah. Yeah, because both McLaren drivers did not finish. Okay, so races, Saudi Arabia, who didn't finish? Alexander and Lance did not finish.
You, right? Yeah.
So how did this happen? How did Bottas go 49 laps but finish?
I don't know. Because he was in it right at the end, right?
Yeah, he was. Well, he was up here, fighting for like 13th for a while.
Because last year he did really good in that car, better than anybody expected. And then this year it ain't happening for him either.
Nope.
And I like Bottas.
I like Magnussen.
Okay, Mag, dude, did you ever?
Magnussen is a cool guy.
If you look up, I can't remember what year it was. I don't even know what happened on the track. But anyway, they're doing the interviews in the pit afterwards.
Uh-huh.
In the media pit. And Luke would know. Somebody, whoever he did something wrong to, supposedly whatever, came up and said something to him. He looked at him and goes, "Suck my balls."
Oh, I actually remember that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I could have fell off the couch and Luke and I watched that. I was laughing so hard.
Yep. What was weird was, 40 minutes before the race, Magnussen's out just chatting with this reporter lady. He's not in his fire suit. He's not by his car.
I love him.
I'm sitting there thinking, shouldn't y'all be over by your cars?
Well, who, or was it IndyCar driver? Who was it that took a nap before every race?
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Or was it Kimmy? It might have been Kimmy.
It sounds like something Kimmy.
I can't remember. There's one driver he take a nap before every race.
Okay.
And I love. Were you around when Kimmy was around or watching Raikkonen?
Yeah, he retired last year, didn't he?
Yeah, I love.
So I saw the tail end of his career.
When he raced Monaco one year, and he got in trouble. He got in big trouble for it. He actually didn't race the next year, but in Monaco, he wrecked his car. His own yacht was like right next to where his.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and he just got out and walked to his boat. Yeah.
They showed him during the race. He's drinking a beer on his yacht.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't you?
I love Kimmy.
As your teammate drives by, raise a glass. Go get him, buddy.
Yep. Kimmy's
hey, that sounds more like a NASCAR thing.
Yep. Kimmy is my spirit animal. They made him go drive a rally car for a year. And then he could come back.
That's honestly really funny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find. I should be able to. Let's see. F1 TV. Okay, that's what I want. I should basically be able to just rewatch this whole thing from the pre-race, should I? Let's find out.
Should be able to.
So they had a female reporter on here talking to Magnuson at the beginning. No, it's just before the flying lap. That's unfortunate. Okay, I do want to show this real quick. Hopefully it will actually show. Okay. You see those microphones?
Yeah, what are those?
What the hell is that?
The only thing, because I saw that, I think it was last year.
I gotta be careful here, otherwise I'll be struck. Like
But
they're like, look at that.
Mustaches.
Yeah, look at that.
And I don't know if like it takes out the background noise.
Also, I'll tell you one thing. I've watched a lot of sports in my lifetime, and I imagine you have as well.
Yeah.
NFL announcers, hockey announcers, college football, baseball, they all look a certain way.
Yeah.
The hell are these guys wearing to work?
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep.
I mean, this makes me wonder, like, what's going to happen when Joe Buck shows up to work one day in a bathrobe?
Yep. They're from Seattle with the plaid.
Oh, my gosh.
Right. Well, on that note, I have to go pee real quick. I'll be right back.
Well, good luck. Oh. Okay. So, here we are at the hour mark. I don't know if anyone is watching, but if anyone has any questions, either about F1 or about future plans, anything like that, feel free to ask. I will say, okay, so looking at the schedule, we've got Australia coming up in 2 weeks. Is that right? Yes, 2 weeks. And that proves to be a pretty fun track. Australia last year was a lot of fun to watch. Unfortunately, I don't really remember a lot about it. Wow, that was quick.
It's right outside my door.
Wow. I was just talking about Australia being in 2 weeks and it being a pretty fun track to watch.
I like Australia.
It feels like, I don't know if it's just something about the air in Australia. Maybe there's something in the water, but the drivers kind of seem to get a little crazy over there.
Nice. Good.
Like, maybe it's just the fact that, Australians just kind of drink all day.
I could be Australian.
I'd be very good at being Australian.
Oh, crikey.
Let's see. So it's another 1 o'clock race. So I kind of assume, 5 o'clock will work for this.
Yep,
assuming you've got the time.
And
if Luke,
I'll see if he
okay, I wanted to make sure I got the name right.
Luke, yep.
If Luke or the fabulous Megan are
I'll make her watch the next one.
Let's see. Oh, that's right. It's in Melbourne. That's right. I always forget it's in Melbourne.
2 weeks, right?
Yeah. The 2nd of April.
Yeah.
And y'all can see me have birthday.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw something that looked like Max was pouting. Where did that go?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, one thing I do want to talk to you about. Okay, so.
Oh, wait a minute. Breaking news. Fernando Alonso's 3rd place in Jeddah is reinstated from Formula One.
Excellent. Did they give any? Did they say because we didn't do it last week?
It does not say. That's right. Oh yeah, and F1's not going to say. Nice.
Let's see.
And that's how it should be. If you want to make a decision like that, make it before the flag
Exactly. And look, going forward, if that's the rule, you need to let everyone know that's the rule.
Yeah.
Aston Martin just tweeted out to George Russell, "Thank you for being a true sportsman today."
Nice.
Quote tweet. Excellent. Exactly. What should have
That was the right thing to do, F1, just so you know.
Oh wow. I had this tweet has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words in it, and I misspelled 4 of them. Whew. I'm gonna be a great lawyer.
Nice.
Real quick, this is gonna be a little boring. The stewards received, this is from F1, from the stewards to the team manager of Aston Martin. The stewards received a letter dated 19 March 2023 from Aston Martin. That's obviously today.
Mhm.
From Aston Martin, a bunch of words. Formula One team with a petition for review pursuant to Article 14.1.1 of the International Sporting Code, ISC, of this stewards panel's decision to impose a 10-second penalty to car 14 for failing to serve the penalty properly. The craziest thing, though, is I could have sworn he finished like 15.2 seconds ahead. Even 15 seconds shouldn't have done it.
No, it was just barely over 5, but because they told Alonso they thought he was all right, but just in case, push it for the 5-second thing. Well, at that time they thought it was a 5, and it was like 5.2 or something like that. He was ahead of him.
Let's see. In support of the petition for review, the stewards were shown minutes of the latest SAC meeting and video evidence of 7 different instances where cars were touched by the jack while serving a similar penalty to the one imposed on car 14 without being penalized. So that's what actually happened. They gave a 10-second penalty because while he was serving the 5, someone must have started to jack up the car. So
that makes more sense.
So yeah, during the 5-second penalty, as I understand it, basically no one's supposed to move.
You cannot touch the car.
Now I think you can get everything right there, but if you touch the car,
yes,
you basically null and void the 5-second penalty that you were trying to serve.
Yes.
Okay, so clear submission by the team was that the alleged representation of agreement between the FIA and the teams that touching the car in any way, including with a jack, would constitute working on the car for the purposes of Article 54.4 C of their sporting regulations was incorrect, and therefore the basis of the stewards' decision was wrong. In light of the petition, the stewards had to decide if there was a significant and relevant new element that was discovered which was unavailable to the parties seeking the review at the time of the decision concerned. If there was such an element, then the stewards would need to consider whether the decision needed to be modified in any way. Having reviewed the video evidence presented and having heard from the team, I assume team is Aston Martin, representative of, if I just kept reading, heard from the team representative of Aston Martin and the relevant members of the FIA, the stewards determined that there did exist significant and relevant new evidence as required to trigger a review of the decision. In particular, they're talking about the video evidence that they showed. It was clear to us that the substratum of the original decision, namely the representation of there being an agreement, was called into question by the new evidence. We therefore proceed to hear the substance of the request for review. Having reviewed the new evidence, we conclude that there was no clear agreement as was suggested to the stewards previously that could be relied upon to determine that parties had agreed that jack touching a car would amount to working on the car. In the circumstances, we considered that our original decision to oppose a penalty on car 14 needed to be reversed, and we did so accordingly.
What that tells me is we messed up and we know it.
Oh, yeah. So Here's the question, and I'm going to share this so that you can see these names. Down here on the bottom, I don't know if you can see that, and I don't know if I can zoom in.
Here, there we go.
Oh, let's see. Okay, you see these names right here? So Nish Shetty, Enrique Bernoldi, Matthew Ramari, Hassan Al-Abdali, the stewards. So are those 4 names the stewards, or are those 4 names like head FIA people, and then the stewards' names are not revealed?
Because I thought, I'm probably wrong on this. I thought there's one steward, like per race, that was almost like like an old driver or something for every race. I'm not sure.
With experience on that
Yeah.
track?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought.
Well, you know what? I think I've heard that as well.
I think that's, yeah. So I don't know if those are stewards and the stewards are listed separate, or that I don't know.
Okay. Because 4 people to decide, you know, they win. Do they win a pot? Is there a pot at each race?
Oh yeah, I would think. Just the points, I think.
Okay, so they just draw a paycheck, and obviously it's a pretty damn big one. But
Good,
so
yeah.
they just draw a paycheck, and the team wins points. So they don't get like $1 million each for winning every race.
Right. Unless there's
Okay.
a special circumstance, then they'll do that for.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, because the drivers are mostly on salary. I mean, this is what we're going to pay you, and that's it. And then they'll have, if you get so much this, points to hit, that they'll get paid more in that. But
Well, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy Aston Martin is like back-to-back podiums. And
the old man,
he hit the century mark. That's his 100th podium.
Yep.
Huge.
Oh man.
Huge. Oh, here's the pit stop. Present share screen. This should be a little simpler. I don't think I'll get struck for this. This is we're just talking to add a little bit of stuff to this. And okay, so here's the pit stop,
and it is a
and pausing for copyright, transformation, yada yada.
rear jack. Let me see if I can get a nice slow.
So it's this jack right there.
There it is. There's the contact.
Yeah. So he hit.
Oh, that's petty at that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So honestly, what it looks more like, he's sitting there waiting, and this guy just went a little bit further than he meant to.
Yeah.
It doesn't, especially because this guy, because it's two people in the back and one on the front, right?
Yeah. One in the front. Yeah. Well, they might have 2 in the front of that, but the guy on the right is just the backup in case the jack fails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. I was gonna say, if it's 2 on the back, then clearly they're not getting ready to lift the car.
Yeah, he's just a backup. Just
But
in case
okay,
the jack fails.
okay,
Or
that's really interesting. I love how Amazon is now a.
are they?
Yeah, AWS is Amazon.
Oh, nice.
Crypto.com. Jeez. Honestly, I'm a little surprised Mercedes isn't a sponsor. I would understand why not, but I mean, Mercedes is the sponsor for almost every sporting event on the planet.
Yeah.
They're one of 3 sponsors for the. Here's a little trivia thing. Can you name the 3 major sponsors for the Masters?
Oh, I know.
IBM, Rolex, and Mercedes.
Oh, wow.
Yep. IBM's logo is on, or Rolex's logo is on every, I think it's on the top of every major clock. I think IBM's is on the bottom. And then there's like 2 or 3 Mercedes cars sprinkled throughout. If I recall correctly. I could be wrong about the location of the cars, but I think there is a Mercedes car parked somewhere.
Just his background. Yep.
Exactly, his background. Just kind of like the fake birds.
Wait, what?
Wow. You never heard about that? Yeah. The Masters got caught sprinkling in fake bird sounds. And they got caught because an ornithologist, the bird scientist, heard a bird call that was not native to Augusta, Georgia.
No way.
Yeah. So they made it was like a big thing. I think that was about 10 years ago.
I never heard.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's funny stuff right there.
So here's a good question. When was you probably don't remember this. I wouldn't expect you to. When was the Malaysia race in 2003?
Oh, that I don't know.
That'd be a weird thing for you to actually remember.
Luke probably
Malaysia
does.
F1.
Picture perfect memory.
Holy shit! So the Malaysia Grand Prix was the second race of 2003. Malaysia was
because I would have been watching.
Malaysia was Fernando's first podium.
Oh,
So exactly 20 years later, he got his 100th podium.
nice.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
So,
Nice.
what is that? That's 5 podiums a year, isn't it?
And then he was out for a couple of years, wasn't he? He retired for a while.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
See, that's what happens when you only watch the last 3 years.
Yeah, because when he came back to Renault, everybody's like, "Oh, he was old."
I'm sorry. He came back to who?
Renault, I think.
Renault.
He started with Renault, and then he came back. I think
Renault.
Renault was still around when he came back.
Renault.
Renault. Oh, Renault.
Yeah. Renault. It's French. It reminds me of a clip from Top Gear when someone's talking about Le Mans. They said Le Mans. And he said, Clarkson goes, "What was that? Le Mans."
You wanna go to that race over there in that Lee Mans?
Exactly.
Good.
Why is Jedi trending? Oh my
What's
God.
trending?
Jedi is trending.
Oh.
And I'm trying to, let's see. It's just a bunch of different things. And obviously it's trending for this account because I've been talking about Star Wars stuff for the last 3 months.
Nice.
But of course, now I'm angry because someone posted a photo of Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver on the set of Last Jedi. Grr. So that's the first second F1 race of the year.
Our first review.
Yeah. So right now, if you have to pick who's going to win at the end of the year.
Oh, Max.
Okay. How about second? Pick the podium. What's the podium?
All right, for a driver's championship.
Mm-hmm.
I will go Max. I'll go Perez third. Who's second, though? You know what? I will go as today's finish was. I'll go Max, Perez, I don't know, Alonso in third. Yeah. Yep.
Aston Martin in third.
Wow. That would be epic. It's figured out, but I don't know how long.
You said so. George Russell does not podium for you
for the championship at the end.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Because
and so Ferrari's just out.
Okay, so because of that, I still don't think they have their things together.
I don't either. I think let's see. Carlos Sainz has 20 points right now. Where's the other Ferrari driver? What's his name?
Sainz.
Leclerc has 6 points. And Leclerc's supposed to be the number one Ferrari guy, isn't he?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he's only got 8 points right now. 6 points.
And I don't think, because when it gets to it, because a couple years ago, Lewis Hamilton's teammate was Nico Rosberg.
Okay.
They did not get along very well at all, at all, and they started taking each other out during the races.
Well, I could see Lewis being a bit of a diva.
Lewis is going to get frustrated, and they're going to start taking each other out.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, it's happened before.
See, I would say that I would think Max and Sergio will do that, but I think Red Bull has too much control over them.
I think so.
I think they know. Okay, look, Max knows he can say, "I'm not gonna pit. I'm not just gonna give the race away."
Yeah.
But I think that's all. That's literally the only thing he can do.
Yeah.
I think Red Bull basically has told everyone, "You will do what God says, and if you disobey us, well, you better hope you're in first place."
Yeah.
Oh, I do like how over there in the I think that's the third turn, there's a Ferris wheel.
That is cool.
Yeah, I do like that. It's kind of cool.
That is cool.
But yeah, so I actually think Perez is going to be first this year. I think it's going to be Perez for Max and Russell.
I think Perez will implode.
Do you? Okay.
I think so.
So I actually think Hamilton's going to have the worst season of his career this season.
Yeah, that's why they're going to crash into each other.
But he's gonna pull a couple of
Yeah, because it's happened. I wish Luke was here. Let's see, what is it? 2023. So
Sebrings. He's gonna pull a couple Sebrings.
4 years ago,
When he crashed into Max like 3 weeks in a row, right?
Well, no, I'm talking Lewis and his teammate Nico at the time.
Yeah.
I think they crashed at like three races. They crashed into each other. It was awesome. It was great.
I was just so happy to see Aston Martin doing well.
Yeah, I am too.
I think Aston Martin will finish above Ferrari. I think Ferrari is. I think I'll be shocked if they podium at all this season.
They don't have their stuff together.
And
I just don't understand.
So if you had to pick someone to come out of nowhere and basically be the next Lewis or Verstappen, who do you think it is, and why is it actually Lando Norris?
I agree with that. If Lando got a good car, he could win the championship.
Yeah, Lando has been given a crappy car because McLaren doesn't want to actually put money into their racing program. They just want to build crazier and crazier cars that they only sell 12 of, but at like $400 million a pop. And yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you now.
Oh, I have an answer. Let's see the match. How about this? Oh my God. How about this? Let me just confirm. Yeah, okay. One of these things is not like the other. Let me know when you notice it.
Uh-oh. Oh, I knew Russell's number?
No.
Look there, bow time. Sergeant Simon. I don't know.
What country is Logan Sargent from?
America. Where's he at? Oh, there he is.
Are you sure he's not from? You sure he's not from France?
He's got nothing.
You sure he's not from France? A white flag?
That's great. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I should call F1 and complain.
They do disrespect.
Now they put it here, but I would love to see. Of course, Logan is from Fort Lauderdale. That just sounds perfect, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. All right, so here's my question to you.
Oh, yeah.
What driver does not make it through the whole season and Daniel Ricciardo replaces him?
You know what? Before I answer that, let me just where is
he is signed as reserve driver for Red Bull.
Okay, who?
But you can always
who is Schumacher the reserve driver for?
I don't know if he's a reserve driver for anybody.
Luke was telling us like 2 weeks ago he was a reserve driver for someone.
Oh, that I don't know.
Schumacher, not Michael. It's the other one.
Mick.
Mick. Yes, Mick. God, Michael just. And I hate that he's. Didn't it come out that he's almost like afraid to go back to a track now?
Probably.
Michael, that's just sad.
Yep.
Let's see. He is. December, Ferrari announced they would be ending their collaboration with Schumacher after 4 years. Schumacher having joined the driver academy back in 2019. The same day, Mercedes AMG F1 officially confirmed Schumacher will take on the role of reserve driver for 2023, following his departure from Haas and having been released from Ferrari's Young Driver Academy.
Mercedes, then, right?
Do what?
Mercedes?
Yeah, so he is a Mercedes backup driver.
Yeah.
So who does? I think Lance Stroll does not make it through the season.
I don't think so.
Just something about he's Canadian and
he should not. Daddy's got the money, but Daddy likes money, and Daddy wants to win.
Yeah. Wait, why do you say Daddy wants to win?
He owns the team. That's the only reason he's driving.
Stroll's father owns the team.
Oh yeah, yep.
He should not be driving then. 3 podiums in 124 races, 202 points. So that is what? An average of 9th place? Yeah,
and the podiums are a freak thing anyway with weather and all that, which he deserves it. He won it, but yeah, it's not like a normal race.
Let's see. Yeah. I say it's Lance Stroll. He doesn't finish the season.
All right.
And I don't think it's necessarily fired or anything. I think maybe it's more someone finally says, "Look, he's clearly not working."
Yeah.
Well, because that's Aston is undergoing changes right now. I don't know if it's officially happened, but the team was sold or is being sold. Because Aston Martin owns the team. So I think it's either Aston Martin, the car company, owns the team, or they own like 98, like a large portion of the managerial rights or something like that.
Okay.
And they are tired of spending a bunch of money on finishing 12th.
Yeah.
So they said basically last year, we're selling. And I think that this was supposed to be some sort of deal between like Renault and Aston and some other like minor like TVR or something to come in and be like sponsors or something like that. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, Aston, I think, is not supposed to be Aston Martin F1 anymore. I think it's supposed to be like 3 or 4 other companies. Kind of like like Williams is Williams Mercedes.
Williams don't even own it anymore.
Oh really?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that broke my heart. That was last year, year before. They ended up the daughter of Sir Frank Williams had to end up selling it, but they kept the Williams name.
Well, that's nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Respect.
Yeah, you can't do that with law firms.
No.
Yeah. If you have a name that is no longer an attorney there anymore, you have to drop their name. I wish I had drank more.
No, you still can.
Yeah, I haven't even had one full drink.
I have.
Well, we cannot all be as good at drinking as John Graber is.
It's a gift.
Yeah, I used to be very good at it. I'm great at it if it's just beer. I could knock back a 6-pack in less than an hour.
That's one thing I just can't stand the taste of it.
I think that's what I'm bringing next Friday. I think I'm bringing beer.
How did you go on? You went on line at Echo Bay Saturday, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
I fell asleep.
Yeah. Well, I let's see. What's his name? X-Wing did his late night on Friday, and then was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in the Discord after." And I finished work and went back to my room and continued listening to probably his last 30 or 40 minutes on my phone.
Yeah.
And passed the shit out. And I wake up to like 7 different Discord notifications saying, Kings, Caleb, get in here. This place is popping. And I was just like, oh my gosh. What did I miss? We had like 7 people in there last night.
Oh wow, nice.
You need to get on the Discord.
I am on Discord.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you in his?
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh geez. You need to pop into the
I don't know
voice
how to
chat every now and then.
Let's see here. I'm on. Oh, it's loading up. I'm Nova Bonds, Phantom Hooligans. I don't know what that is. Matt Caves, Darth Alina. Oh, I don't even know who that is. Oh, that Back Chamber, X-Wing, and Echo Base.
Wait, VacTube has a Discord?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get on that. I don't see John Graber on here. Oh, since you've opened it up, you've probably popped up to the top.
Yeah, because John Graber Space Jack. That's what. I don't know. Are you on there? How do I?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I'm on X-Wings. I'm on X-Wings, EBNs, Matt Caves.
Oh, X-Wing's on live.
Yeah.
Oh, here is that. Oh, add a server? Is that what I want to do?
No.
All right. Services, download apps. Oh, let's see. Direct messages. Oh, now I can add. Let's see. Friends. Search. What are you on Discord as? KingsAdvisors still?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. KingsAdvisors. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't see you on X-Wing's thing.
I don't see. See, now I search for you and I can't find you. Oh, wait. You don't have a space in between it, right?
Oh, no. You're under Executor as Graber Jedi, aren't you?
Could be. I have no idea. Oh, wait. Oh, did you just do? All right.
Yep. There you go. Okay. I'm sitting there looking for like John Graber or Space Jockey.
Perfect.
Yeah, you should be hopping in that. Well, I guess it probably is a little past your bedtime when that thing starts popping.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then X-Wing's 2 hours behind I am. Well, 3 hours.
Oh, yeah, behind you. Yeah, he's 2. Yeah. He's 3 hours behind me. It's a nice 3:30 for him right now.
Nice. Cool. What do you think? Call it then? I gotta figure out something for lunch or dinner for us. And
yeah, I think that about sums up what we had to say about this glorious F1 race this afternoon.
It was fun. Like I said,
it was like I just so much prefer these like 1 o'clock races.
Yeah.
It's all the American ones that were the West races are all like 4 o'clock and I think Canada's at like 6 o'clock or something like that.
Oh wow.
And like I get it, and I really like that too. But having the majority of those European races at 9 a.m.
That's not
with a couple of them at 7 just sucks. What's up, men's room?
Oh, nice.
It's just such a early race, and of course, we're all out drinking and partying the night before, and we sleep too late. John's drunk halfway through church. He's stumbling through the homily.
Oh.
Yeah, because John Graber is Catholic.
No, John Graber's Christian. I actually preach at my church. That's a true statement right there.
I can't believe they let you preach.
Oh yeah.
They don't watch you on Friday night, do they?
Oh, they know. Oh yeah, they know.
Oh, sorry, that's Megan.
Oh yeah, Megan. All right. Well, in 2 weeks, we'll make her watch the race with me, and then I'll
Excellent. Yeah. I'd love to have Megan and Luke come talk. Maybe offer a more I was going to say educational, but you know all this stuff. Definitely more educational than I know.
Luke is he remembers everything.
That's great. I would love to talk to Luke about F1.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mid's Room, thanks for popping in. Ronnie, the great Pilgrim. Hope he's having a fun vacation.
Nice.
Dan, if you're still here, it's great listening to you or knowing that you're here. Other than that, we'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about Australia.
Max's win.
Max's win. Yeah, probably. It's Australia. It's a fast race.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be a fun time. Meanwhile, South Carolina swept Georgia.
Oh, is that a good thing or bad thing?
That's a very good thing.
There we go. Good.
I was really hoping Star Wars Dog would pop in here so I could make fun of him. But then he would just say, "Oh, and that sport nobody cares about." Oh, real quick. Okay, it's 6:45. In 15 minutes, the United States of America takes on Cuba to make it to the World Championships final.
Of what?
Oh, the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, nice.
Did you not see the Trey Turner's Grand Slam last night?
I did not.
Oh, okay. We'll close out on this.
Okay.
Let's see. Probably the greatest baseball moment since the Cubs won the World Series.
Oh, that was.
So Trey Turner's down, or the U.S. is down by like 2 runs, I think. They had been leading into like the 5th inning, and then Venezuela just knocked us on our ass, took a 7-5 lead, and in the 8th inning, I'm on John Boy, so let me get to the actual. Okay, present, share. I do not own this. In no way, shape, or form am I saying that these people like me. This is just the greatest sporting event in 7 years.
Chase, this is one of the worst 0-2 pitches you're going to see. Bam! So all 3 pitches weren't really executed how they wanted them.
Oh, John Boy, I don't want to listen to you talk about it. I just want to see it. Here we go.
YouTube TV has no hidden fees.
Shut up, YouTube TV. I'm sure they'll take that very well.
Loaded nobody out.
It's loaded. Think about it. Think about being a kid. John, you remember being a kid, 40, 80 years ago?
Yeah.
And playing baseball with your friends or having a catch, and you're like, Game 7 of the World Series, down 3, bases loaded, 2 strikes.
And dreams are made of.
That's sort of what's happening here. They're down by 2. They've got the bases loaded, no outs. Trey Turner comes.
Their biggest moment for USA where they can capitalize right here. 0-2.
0-2 count. Boom!
Nice.
Peralta back. It is
Gone!
And he just knows it. As soon as he hits it.
Oh, yeah. The second he makes contact, he knows.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Great moment right there. And for anyone saying baseball is dead or people don't want to watch baseball, look at that. That's Trey Turner said that was the greatest hit he's ever hit. And he's won multiple World Series.
Nice.
Well, on that note, everyone, thank you for stopping by.
All right,
John, thank you so much for coming on.
I appreciate it. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
I'll see you on Friday.
And I will see you next. Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Everyone go subscribe to John Graber, the Space Jockey. Link will be in the description.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.